So we made it back from the northwest part of the province. We made it back to our Nipawin location here. Kind of getting things ready for spring. And doing a little bit of maintenance today. We were out in the northwest part, so that's the Meadow Lake, Good Soil, Loon Lake area, Glassland. So we do quite a few jobs around that area, and customers we look after on a regular basis. So we decided to make the trek back to the northeast. It's kind of a long way to go sometimes, but sometimes you have to make those long journeys just to kind of depending on the season. So right now it's coming up to spring breakup, and we're got some projects on the northeast that we're trying to get to before we can't move around as easy. So right now we're just set up at our culvert pile. We don't have a whole lot of material here yet, as I'd mentioned, but we're just doing a little bit of maintenance, regrouping our machines, changing a couple batteries out and changing some hydraulic oil and hoses type thing. So we're just doing a bit of maintenance, and thought we'd kind of make sure everything's good to go for the next month. I'll show you guys how we process on our end the different commodities such as culverts, wire, rebar, tin. For example, we got a tin pile over there, vehicles. So we've got a small amount of culverts that we'll bale up today, and kind of get things organized here, and kind of continue on some projects here in the northeast. I've got some customers that I look after kind of on a regular basis here too. So I will show you how we bale up culverts, wire, rebar, and the tin. It's all material that we more or less process it the same way as far as our compactor goes. So we process it, so we bale it, compact it, and then we load it on common carrier trucks as much as we can. So a good example of that, a common carrier truck, is a flat deck, mostly. Super B could be a triple axle step deck or flat deck or tandem axle truck. So that's one of the benefits of having this compactor. We try to utilize as many common carrier trucks as possible. So a good example is, say a truck's in Saskatoon, empty, they delivered a load of other goods to Saskatoon. I'd get on my trucking program and I would post material to be transported, say it's from Nipawin to Winnipeg or Regina. And if a heavy truck's looking to get back to a certain area, such as Winnipeg, sometimes they'll swing through to me, and we'll load them up with the cubes. We call them bales here. So we're able just to stack them on just like Lego blocks, and we put this orange net on here to cover them up. That's part of it as well, and ship them off. So being able to utilize these common carrier trucks is beneficial. Being this far out from any other processing facilities such as Saskatoon or Regina, Winnipeg. So for the most part, I can only process so far, and then I have to either go to a smelter such as a mill or a place where they have maybe a shredder plant facility. And I'll kind of explain the shredder plant deal on another video, but they're pretty interesting. Sometimes some of this material will go through 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 shredder plants to keep separating and breaking down material as part of the whole recycling thing. So it's pretty interesting. Like I mentioned on previous videos, I'm really happy and to be a part of this whole world recycling process and being able to contribute the ways that I can. So in this video, or possibly the next one, we'll show you guys how we compact and load trucks and different things. So it's really quite interesting. So with this yard, our main goal is to be a processing outfit. So material comes in, doesn't matter if it's cars or combines or tin or fridges or culverts or wire. Everything kind of gets categorized into its own piles, and we're able to process it as we need, depending on what we're doing at the time. So right now we've just got our culvert pile we're gonna get to today, and we'll show you a little bit about that. We're gonna do up our tin pile and maybe a couple cars that we've got drained and processed, ready to crush. And then we're gonna take our compactor out and try to wrap up some other jobs here before April. The ground's gonna be okay probably for the next month. So the month of March, it should be okay, especially in the mornings. Morning will be definitely a easier time to work, so there'll be lots of early mornings coming up for me, for sure. So we try to wake up early, get a lot done on the frozen ground as it gets closer to April. I'll keep updating and making these videos just to show the different processes and the different ways that we do things and separate and pay on certain material that comes in, and maybe some mechanic stuff, that maintenance that we do. I'm not exactly a mechanic myself, but I find ways to figure it out, and if I don't know, I can either phone other mechanic friends or people that are in the same industry for a little bit of guidance, or reach out to even local mechanics in the area. There's a few around Nipawin, for example, that I try to utilize and that have more knowledge than I do about certain things and can maybe teach me for the next time and educate me. So right now we've got some batteries changed out and a couple hoses we've changed out, and ready to crush up this culvert pile behind me. It's gonna be a good day. Sun's out and there's not a whole lot of wind. We're not gonna crush any fridges yet. We're gonna maybe do these fridges maybe once a year, just because they're a little bit more on the messy side. So I'll maybe just do them once a year, once every 6 months sort of thing, after I evacuate the Freon out. So fridges are one of those things where I kind of set aside to a later date for sure. I will we might even do a little bit of this burnt trailer as well, potentially. We might have some stuff to cut off at first, so that's something else we could do with our compactor. So we'll take off, using this trailer as an example that came in from this shop fire from a neighbor in town. We're able to maybe pop the fuel tank off. We'll drain the fuel and contain properly, and maybe take off the axles. We don't bale the axles up. They're a bit heavier steel, so they'll go in a different process. But we're able to bale up a lot of different material, such as that makes a lot of things easier for what I'm doing, this being this far out from any city. So the more I can compact, the more that I can compact and put on common carrier trucks, such as flat decks, Super Bs, triaxles, tandems, and utilize them, the the better it is for us, and just being a little more fluent in this whole processing deal that we're in the Northeast trying to develop. So over time, we'll show you our porcupine yard, where we kind of do the same thing, where we separate the culverts there, the wire gets separated, the tin, the vehicles, different things like that. So we're going to see how today goes, and get some material compacted and ready to ship out for March here. All right, so I'll get after it and see you guys on the next one.